Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So yesterday we went to our farmers market down in Clemens, North Carolina. We videoed that, our setup, some interaction with some of our customers, and that type of thing. I didn't get to finish this video yesterday because of just when we got home we had a bunch of other stuff going on. So that's why I'm doing the intro today. So hang out with us for a little bit. Let's show you our market setup, and at the end we'll talk about some of our numbers, and we'll talk about pros, cons, benefits, and pitfalls to attending a farmer's market if you're trying to do this as an enterprise. So hang out with us for a little bit. Ooh, a sandwich. Nice and early this morning, getting ready for market. It's about 5:42. I've been out for about an hour working on a video, some stuff we filmed yesterday. But the most important part of market day is not the trailer, it's not the truck, it's not the meat, it's not the eggs, it's the coffee. So we always fix us a little coffee in the morning. Got our whistling teapot going here. Got our nice, my work cut, but got our nice Yeti thermos cups to go. Here's what we drink, y'all. I'm gonna give a plug to a buddy of mine. My buddy Josh Pratt over at Savage Roasters. Veteran-owned company. They're down in Kernersville. I'll post a link for their website in the description down below. They do ship, and these guys do it right. I mean, we've known Josh. He was a co-vendor at a market with us for a number of years, and we started buying coffee off of him, and that is all. That is all we drink is Josh's coffee. We do get whole bean. We get whole bean coffee off of Josh. We like the dark roast. And then we grind our own beans, that little doohickey right there, and then we use a French press. So, all right, waiting on Whistle Britches to get out of the shower, get dressed, and get on the road here in a minute. Well, don't you look fresh as a daisy this morning. Are you ready?
I guess.
It's gonna be hot today, ain't it?
I think so.
We have coffee.
Oh, good.
How do you think we'll do today? You wanna make a prediction?
We'll probably do about what we did last week.
About what we did last week?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we'll use that as a mark. I'm not gonna say the number because I'm gonna do a video for the Patreon folks. But we'll let y'all know were we above or below our number for last week. Is that fair?
That's fine.
Okay.
And last week's number was a little bit low.
Yeah, last week was a little bit low. So maybe the heat won't buffalo everybody. We'll see. Fellas, the handiest thing you can have is a woman that can back a trailer. And ladies, if you've got a man that can't back a trailer, go to his closet, throw his skinny jeans away, cut his man bun off, and send him out to a farm where there's a 40-acre field and have him learn how to back up a dadgum trailer. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
All right, so one of the first things that we've got to do when we get to the market is we check the product, make sure that everything down these baskets look nice. This time of day, early in the morning, these things will fog up. Sandra wipes them off as soon as we get here, but they still fog up. And the baskets will kind of slip down off of their little perch in transit, so we got to prop them back up, and then she'll make sure that we've got all of our labels on our boards for the product that's in the baskets. So, showed it before, but for those of you that may be new, this is our market trailer. We've got 3 freezers in here. We've got our pork freezer over here, and then we've got beef and chicken. And each freezer has got baskets down in the down the top, and there's a board, magnetic board with these little labels, and that labels what is in the corresponding basket. So customers can come up here and they can shop what they want. They can pick their own product out. They don't have to wait on us to dig through coolers. They can see the product. That's the key. Customers being able to see that product, and so that they know what they're buying. So, and I know they're a little foggy right now. They'll clear up after a while, but I mean, you can look down in here and see whole chickens, see chicken livers, breasts, packs of ground beef. You know, I mean, you can see the stuff, and that just makes all the difference in the world. And then Sandra sits on her perch.
Yes.
We put a few drinks in here too, to keep, so we have some cold drinks. Sandra sits on her perch. The customers come in. What do you think? What's some of the most common questions that people ask you?
The most common questions is, how much is it?
Yeah.
And that's a very generalized question.
So we put up some QR codes. Folks can scan that, takes it over to the website. There's a full price list there, so they can see those.
Yeah.
So prices, probably the most common question.
Yeah. Steaks, have you got any steaks? And the only thing we've got right now is cube steak. We're sold out of everything else.
Yeah. So.
And most people, surprisingly enough, don't look at the boards. They start looking down in the coolers, and right now they're all fogged up, so they start rifling through the trays, and I have to say, you know, what you see on these boards is what's in each basket. And they look up and they say, oh, well, yeah, if I'd have paid attention. The one thing we have found throughout our years of doing this is people, when they walk into the farmer's market, they forget how to read.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I think they're so overwhelmed with what all's here that they
don't think about.
They're not really paying attention. They're just kind of, looking through.
And they don't see the information that's right in front of them.
Yeah, they don't see it. And they'll say, well, what all have you got? Well, all you got to do is look.
Yeah. Right there's what we got.
Well, where's your hamburger? And then you say, well, that one's beef, this one's chicken, and that one's pork. And they look up and they see the stickers of the chicken than the cow and the pig, and that's like, oh yeah.
We try to make it easy, don't we? We really do. We try to make it easy. She was talking about steaks a minute ago. One of the problems that we run into, and I had a long discussion with a lady at the market the other day about this. Do you have any steaks? And I said, no, we don't have any steaks. She said, well, I'll be back next week to get some. And I'm like, no, we won't have any next week. Steaks are one of those really, really popular products. As soon as we get that cow back from the butcher, Sandra, it's usually gone. The steaks are gone in
a week.
In a week, yeah. They're usually gone after 2 market days. And then we're left with hundreds of pounds of crown and hundreds of pounds of roast that we've got to kind of metabolize and work through. If we just went and processed the cow every time we needed steaks, we'd have thousands of pounds of that stuff just sitting in the freezer. So we've got to move it. So we try to price our steaks so that they move a little slower, and we try to price everything else so that it moves a little faster. And it's always a dance. It's always a dance to get that done. And we only have processing dates for cows once a month anyway, so that makes a little bit of a difference. But
it's the same thing with chicken and pork. You know, everybody wants chicken breast.
Yeah.
And then we have boxes of chicken leg quarters.
That you got to work through.
And the same thing with pork chops and whole tenderloins in pork.
And then you literally do have thousands of pounds of sausage that you got to work through, because you go kill 4 or 5 pigs, and
you've got
the majority
400 pounds worth of sausage.
The majority of that's sausage.
You end up having to have the hams ground because people don't buy whole hams. They don't buy ham like they used to.
Yeah, or ham steaks.
No, they don't buy fresh hams. People don't know what to do with the fresh ham anymore.
Yeah.
They have no idea. They want to be able to go and buy it like it is at the grocery store. It's already cured, it's already cooked. All you got to do is warm it up.
Or at the honey baked store.
At the grocery store.
Yeah.
You know, you can't buy a fresh ham that's not already been cured and smoked and cooked
At the grocery store. Really, I didn't know that.
No, they're all cooked.
So you can't buy a green ham at the grocery store?
No.
How about that? Because don't nobody know what to do with them anymore.
That's right.
Yeah. And that shows how far we've moved away from knowing how to cook and knowing how to feed ourselves. Kind of crazy. All right. Oh, hit the reverse button. All right. Hoping for a good day. We'll see how this works out. I'll set up the camera. We'll film some customers, film some interactions there. Let's go outside and I'll show you what we got out there. Down here on the table, we got a few things. We carry some. We always have to bring some jerky, sweet chili, and garlic black pepper. We've got some dog treats. Sandra makes those in the freeze dryer. That's just freeze-dried beef liver, and our dogs love them. We've got a little bit of apple butter that we made. We got some of the tallow balm that Sandra's done, some cooking tallow, and then we carry a few things from our friends Kevin and Brandy over at Gypsy Ridge Honey Farm, just to have a little variety. And then eggs. We've always got eggs. I've got 13 dozen this morning. Market opens at 8:30. 9:15, they'll all be gone. So, got our sign, meat market, Sheridan Park Farms, so folks know who we are. And there it is. And coffee. Oh, you got my coffee. Thank you, Doc. All right, before we get started, I've been telling people about them. Show them your socks.
My socks.
Yeah, show them your socks. Show them, I mean, literally. There they are. And just to prove, and this was not planned. I mean, this is all we've got now, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's these Camel City Mill
See
socks.
those? They got little padding strips on them. I really like them.
Yeah. So, reinforced in the heel and the toe, these things wick, sweat 35% better than cotton or polyester. If you're on your feet, like we're going to be on our feet today, except for her who's sitting up here in her perch, keep your feet comfortable for a 14-hour day. I mean, these socks, 10-year guarantee. You think I can wear socks out?
Oh, yeah.
I'll probably wear them out one. Camel City Mill, made right here in North Carolina. We're probably, 10 minutes away from the factory?
Maybe.
Here where we're at this morning. Camel City Mill, 100% USA wool, made right here in America. These are the best socks we've ever had, ain't they?
I like them.
I mean, you can buy socks out of Vermont, but they ain't near as good as these socks.
No.
Ain't that right? If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Camel City Mill. Use code Sheraton Park Farms Save 10%. Use the link in the description down below. Pin comment at the top. Y'all got to get you some of these socks. Summertime.
And don't go on to Amazon.
Yeah, my buddy. Yeah, tell him that story.
I don't know the whole story. I just know they were knockoffs.
So I'm gonna call him out, and he'll watch this video. But
Neighbor
he'll be okay.
Doug.
My buddy Doug sent me an email. Sent me a text yesterday with a picture of some off-brand, and he said, "I've been took on these socks." And I said, "Where'd you get them things at?" He said, "I got them on Amazon." Well, I went over and I went to Amazon and I punched in Camel City Mill socks, and the first thing that comes up is a Chinese off-brand. Use the link down below to go get these socks. Don't
Doug.
buy them. Doug. Don't be buying them. Don't try to go cheap now. Use the link in the description. Use code Sheridan Park Farms to save 10%. Running a deal. If you buy 10 pair, you get 20% off. 5 pair, you get 15% off. 3 pair, you get 10% off. But use code Sheridan Park Farms if you're buying singles to get 10% off your socks. Camel City Mill, best socks we've ever put on our feet. They're all we own now, ain't it? I mean, literally, it is. It's about all we own. So, appreciate Camel City Mill trusting us to talk about the product. Go get you some. Good socks.
Right. You were the one that instigated this.
Now, say that again with a straight face.
You decided to go vegan. What do y'all have?
Not a dadgum thing. Get out. Get out.
Hey, you got Jimmy Red cornmeal.
That's vegan. Yeah, you can do vegan, but you got to put an egg in it.
What about tofu?
No, we do not do.
Eggs are vegan. Are they?
Technically, I don't think they are they?
Eggs, vegetarian.
Vegetarian, but not vegan.
Vegan's like no animal anything.
That's
That's an apple butter.
I'm sure there's probably like some kind of fat butter or something in it that's
Yeah, there's probably.
makes it not vegan friendly.
How are y'all?
Good, how about you?
Good. Where's some boys at?
In
In the bed asleep.
In the bed?
Yeah.
Good
They go to
gracious.
bed till like 3 in the morning.
Is the cousin still here?
No, but
Oh.
they were playing with him on the
Xbox.
yes.
Oh, okay. They were playing games online
Yeah,
and all.
they were playing Farm Simulator half the night.
Yeah.
Well, they're
They
off.
have a farm, but they choose to play it on the Xbox. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I believe it. It's probably a little cooler where they're playing farm instead of actually out doing
100%,
farming.
100%.
Yeah. Lord of mercy. How are y'all?
Doing pretty good. Trying to stay cool, man.
Yeah, it is
I
hot.
don't know about up on the hill, but it's been hot and holler.
Yeah, it's been terrible. It's been terrible hot for us. Crazy. Hey, hey! How are y'all?
How you doing?
Good, and you?
Doing all right. Been hot enough for you?
Lord, not yet. I'm hoping it'll warm up. I was about to pull my sweatshirt out the other day. It's been awful.
It's been hot.
I'll tell you. We get out, work in the morning, and go in the house in the middle of the day, and then come back out in the afternoon, in the late evenings.
All you gotta do.
It's just miserable. It's just miserable. A little chilly, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. So we got a pot roast at 2.75. 2.75. And then mild. Bulk. You meant to get ground pork, right?
Yes.
Okay.
One sausage, one pork.
Gotcha. I just want to make sure. Sometimes folks will grab
Yeah,
one
it
thing
would be
thinking they're
easy.
getting something else. Yep. And then a couple of eggs. What else can we get y'all?
That'll do it for us.
Six-
That'll set us up for a week.
68.15.
Oh. How do you get the kit? You would like that.
Hot honey.
Hot honey?
Yeah. Infused with jalapeno.
Yeah. Hot honey. Really good on you.
Sweet. Oh, I bet it is good on shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet
Yeah.
and heat all at the same time. There you are. Alrighty. You are all set.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Hey, how are you?
Good, and you can also get a dozen eggs.
Certainly. Chicken leg quarter. And an egg. $25.89.
Put those right in the bottom of this.
Just make sure they made those look okay?
Yep.
All right.
There, thank you.
Yeah. your chicken. $25.89. Ain't that a handy little thing?
Is, I tell you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good weekend.
You too.
All right, we got about 30 minutes to go. How we doing?
We're doing really good today.
We're ahead of last week, aren't we?
We are exceeding my expectations for today.
You said you hoped that we would.
Do as well as we did last Saturday.
Yeah, and last Saturday was an off week. So.
Yeah.
But today's been really good, hasn't it?
Today's been good.
Yeah, about still a little less than we expect, less than we want, but not bad. It's
No, that's very acceptable.
tolerable, very tolerable. What's been the big seller today? You know right off?
Whole chickens.
Yeah, we've sold a bunch of chicken today.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of chicken. A lot of customers have brought whole birds through.
We sold a lot of sausage today.
Yeah. Past couple 3 weeks, I don't remember selling any whole birds, but we've sold a ton of them
We've
today.
sold 4 or 5 today.
Yeah. So
I think pork's probably going to be our big seller today because we've sold a lot of chops.
yeah. So we'll do a kind of a mini market report for everybody, and then we'll do a full market report for our friends over on Patreon. So if you want to hear all the numbers, the details, exactly how much we sold today, exactly how much of each product, category, individual products, join us on Patreon. I'll leave a link down below if you want to join us over there. And we give you a little behind the scenes stuff back there. Anyway, and you know, again, nice thing about these
Phil on the camera.
nice thing about these freezers is we can carry extra product. So we can carry extra product. Come on in, Phil. Come on in, Phil. We're recording here.
Get Holly there.
This is our buddy Phil. We talk about Phil from time to time. Phil's my sweet potato hookup, and let's see, what'd you get from him last week?
Cucumbers and squash.
Cucumbers and squash.
And he lets us drop our trailer at his house
Yeah,
there
he lets
down
us
there.
leave our trailer at his place when we need to. So this is the famous, infamous now, Phil.
Famous Phil.
Famous Phil, yeah. Okay, y'all, it is next day. We got home yesterday afternoon from the market and had to finish up that video that came out this morning. It ended up being an hour long, and then I wanted to move cows, and what should have been a 5-minute dry job ended up being an hour and a half slogging in the mud because about the time I went to move them, the skies opened up and we just had a terrible rain and then had to feed chickens, and so I didn't get this finished up when I got home from market yesterday. So we're finishing this video up next day. So I want to go over numbers and just kind of talk a little bit about how we done, how our day was. And then I've been thinking, I want to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of going to a farmer's market and some of the benefits and the drawbacks and how all of it can sort of play into your overall farm business and that type of thing. I'm going to give some high-level numbers. I'm not going to give very specific things because it is sort of private and it is our business, but we do share that with our supporters over on Patreon. I'll do a special video for y'all. And if you'd like to hear that, come join us. I'll leave a link in the description down below. We do that from time to time, give, you know, a little more behind the scenes kind of look and some freebies and early release videos and that sort of thing. We appreciate folks that support us on that platform. So real quick, yesterday, June 28th, 2025, Farmers Market in Clemens, North Carolina. We done 30 transactions overall. So we done as many sales as we did the week prior, but our per sale, our per transaction average was a little over $45. You can kind of do that math, and we were up about 25% from the previous week. We were expecting to do about what we done the previous week, but we actually had a really good week. Ground beef was the big seller. I'll give y'all some big numbers here. Ground beef, we sold 11 packs of ground beef, 4 pork shoulder roasts, 3 pot roasts, 3 whole chickens, 7 packs of boneless chops, a really nice brisket, 13 dozen chicken eggs, 4 packs of chicken leg quarters, and then a lot of onesies and twosies and the chorizo, 4 packs of chorizo. Ground beef box, we sold a 5-pound ground beef box, some mild bulk sausage, regular brats, beef brats. We sold dog treats. Dog treats have been a really popular item for us this year. We started freeze drying our beef liver, and we can take beef liver and we end up charging, it comes out, you know, it's $5 for a 4-ounce pack So 16 divided by 4 is 4. 5 times 4, so $20 a pound for beef liver. I mean, who would have thought you could get $20 a pound for beef liver? But folks like their pets. They like to get their pets something a little special, something all natural, no additives, no preservatives, nothing at all. It is freeze-dried beef liver. That's all it is. These guys love it. I keep a 1 gallon Ziploc bag of them down there beside the back door, and anytime you open that back door, Reuben especially thinks that it's treat time, and he sticks his head in the door waiting on a treat. So anyway, freeze-dried dog treats, good product for us. Pork was the big seller yesterday. We sold 37 pork items, 34 beef items, 24 poultry items, 1 box, and then an uncategorized, which was a pack of, or a jar of cowboy candy that our friends Kevin and Brandy over at Gypsy Ridge Honey Farm do for us. So, good day at the market yesterday. Farmers markets. Farmers markets, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, that's all it is. Farmers markets, to a degree, are a necessary evil. Here's why I say that. When you're just starting out and you're wanting to do a production farm where you're raising product to sell to customers on a small regenerative scale like we are, when you're just starting out, your customer base, your potential customer base, is very, very small. We always recommend that you start with the people inside of your circle of influence, the people that you work with if you have an off-farm job, the people that you go to church with, family, friends of, or the parents of your children's friends. So if your kids are, in public school and they have some friends that come over, their parents, and work within that circle of influence. Those folks that that's the place to start. But typically what you find is, unless you're, ingrained in certain communities, even those folks, there's only a small percentage of them that's going to be interested in regenerative ag, local food, know your farmer, know where your food comes from, and those types of interests. So, farmers markets become a reasonable outlet for you to go to, because there is essentially a captive audience there. Excuse me. Usually folks that are attending farmers markets know the value of local food, know the value of local farmers, and they want to support those folks. And so again, you have a captive audience. That is a great place to start to build a customer base from. It's a good opportunity to be in front of those folks on a very regular basis. Every Saturday, every Tuesday, whatever day your market is, it's a good opportunity to be in front of those folks on a regular basis to build trust and to build a relationship. And so those are some of the benefits of going to a farmer's market. Now, what are some of the cons? Some of the main con is going to a farmer's market requires a lot of dedication. You give up Saturdays. For us, Saturdays and Tuesdays. You give up Saturdays. So there's and this year we didn't do a winter market, but throughout the year, especially if you're doing markets all year long, throughout the year, your weekends are now gone. And it's hard to do things that a lot of regular families do, like go on vacation, a couple times a year for a weekend, have kids involved in travel sports, be engaged in, some community events that occur on weekends and on Saturdays and that kind of thing. Because in order to build that market and to build that customer base, you have to be consistent. It is a long game, and going to farmers markets and building a customer base is not a 2 or 3 week deal. We have customers now that we have seen at markets that have walked by our booth for years, that are just now starting to come and engage with us and purchase, and we're starting to build that relationship. So to do markets in a meaningful way to a point that you start to build a customer base is a long game. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes showing up every time that market is open, putting that tent up, taking those coolers, taking that trailer, putting your product out, whatever it is. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of work. It's not an overnight success. So in order to sell that product, you got to have that customer base. Customer base takes time to generate. It's not one of these, if you build it, it's not Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. That's not necessarily always true. You've got to be in front of those customers. Now, another drawback for farmers markets is competition. Sonner and I have been at markets where we have had other folks that sell the same products that we do come in, and we do see typically a decline in our sales usually for a while, but in our experience, it's always come back. And I'm not sure if it comes back because folks go try the other farm and they like us better. Our prices are better, our quality is better. I don't know. Is it that, or is it that because of that consistency and because we keep showing up every week, we build new. So we've got kind of this base, and then we continue to layer new customers on top of it over time. That certainly could be it as well. So dealing with competition does become a little bit of a challenge. We've also had markets that we've gone to that new farmers selling the same types of products, maybe not everything, but one or two products, beef and pork, chicken and beef, chicken and whatever it is, come in and last for a year or two, and then they're gone. Again, that's the power and the testimony of consistency and being there every week and building up that customer base. There can be some politics around farmers markets. Sometimes there's a little bit of a game that you have to play to be in that market, to do well, and to stay on the good side of market managers and folks that are running markets and that kind of thing. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not always really good at playing the games, because sometimes things seem very, very silly to me that other folks take pretty serious. The thing that I want from a market, I want to be able to go. I want to be able to go on a consistent basis. I want to be able to set up my booth, and I want to be able to sell, and I want to be left alone. That really is just it. I just want an opportunity to go to that place, whatever it is, set up my wares, and then let me handle the rest. I don't need a lot of hand holding. I don't need a lot of management. I don't need a lot of favors. The thing I need is the space and the money that I pay for the booth. I expect some marketing on the part of the market. Put the name out there that the market is open, when the market is open, what you can get, and I need that market to do that for me, to do some advertising, and to give me a space. That's all I need. I don't need a whole lot more. I appreciate protection from a lot of other vendors. I do, we do want the market, because if you've got a farmer's market and you've got 8 or 10 farms coming in that are selling the same thing, 8 or 10 vendors that are coming in selling the same thing, nobody makes any money. And if you get a market like that where nobody's making any money, then your good vendors will find another place to go and they'll leave, and you may lose customers because certain vendors leave and they don't have the ability to come and buy the product that they want. So that's another sort of pitfall with markets, is sort of dealing with some of the politics that go on inside those markets. And then thirdly, you get a lot of farmers markets really become, in some places, a social event. Something for everybody to do on Saturday morning, to get out, take their dog for a walk, go see and be seen, visit with neighbors and that kind of thing. And all that's well, fine and good if you have customers that are there to do their grocery shopping. I want customers that will come this week and will buy a pack of chicken, a pack of sausage, and some ground beef, eat that this week, and then come back next week and buy some roasts and some ribs and some bratwurst. I want customers that are going to come every week to do their grocery shopping, not folks that are coming for the social aspect of it. And sometimes there's a mix of both, and you have to take the good with the bad, and that's just part of dealing with markets. We've been talking in the past couple videos about building a store here. The reason that we're doing that is we're starting to have more and more customers that want to come out to the farm. They want to come see the farm. They want to come buy something at the farm, or they've ordered and they want to come pick up. So like wholes and halves. We have customers that buy whole cow, whole pig, half pig, bulk chicken, and they come here to pick that up. And I want to have a nice outlet, a nice location for them to come and pick that up at, instead of just backing up to that big ugly brown walk-in freezer and then me just tossing a bunch of boxes in the back of their car and away they go. We want them to come and have an experience. We want that to be a nice thing for our customers to come and enjoy. So that's the reason for building the store. So that's kind of some of my thoughts on farmers markets. I think if you're just starting out, you got to do them. Find a market that matches up with your value system. Find a market in an area that has customers that have disposable income. We've said this a million times. I don't want the single mom who's on a fixed income coming to my booth and trying to buy a dozen eggs for $6. I want that single mom who's on a fixed income to go down to Walmart and get 2 or 3 dozen eggs for the same price. I'm looking for the doctor, the lawyer, the IT professional, the salesperson who has disposable income, who appreciates local. They want high quality food, and they want to support local farmers and be able to talk about that with their friends and share the high quality and the product that they're getting with the folks that they work with, go to church with, their kids go to school with, and that kind of thing. So find a market that's in an area that has folks with disposable income. If you want to make this an enterprise and you want to be financially successful, we don't do this just because. We do this because we expect to turn a profit and for this to be a profitable enterprise for us. And that takes work, it takes research, and it takes time. So that's sort of where we stand on farmers markets. We appreciate our markets. We appreciate our market managers, what they do for us. And the hard work. I know they've always, it's a balancing act for them. They've got a lot of, they got a lot of balls in the air and they've got a lot of things that they've got to juggle. So we appreciate our markets and our market managers for what they do for us. So anyway, I think that's going to do it. Again, come join us over on Patreon and we will give you the full detail. We'll give you all the specific numbers and we'll share that with you over there. So like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.